Welcome to this episode of Beauty to Bank. This is the number one place on the web where beauty professionals learn how to make money without standing behind the chair. I know it sounds crazy, but it is possible. I'm your host, Susan Bennett, and I am the CEO of The Social Barber. I help established beauty professionals package up their expertise. So take what you know and turn it into digital products, okay? Yes, people want to buy your information, the things that you know how to do, so that you can create passive income and avoid burnout behind the chair. All right. Can you imagine making money in your sleep? That's what it's about. All right. Each and every week, I want to inform, inspire, and motivate you to create your digital products. You have information that can help somebody else just make their life easier, whether they can do something faster, better, smarter, wiser, and you can give them the shortcut with your digital products. All right. I want to help beauty industry professionals shift their thinking and learn how to make money by creating and selling these digital products. And some of these products can be webinars, courses, ebooks, templates. These are just a few things, but anything that you can do, provide in a physical format or in person, there's a way that you can provide it as a digital product as well. Okay. So I know that I'm like totally making you think about this and you're like, wait a minute, what? Yes, I need you to digest that just a little bit. Okay. But my goal all the time, everything that I'm doing right now is to help you create passive income and to help you stop trading your time for money. Okay. Today, this show is so timely. The topic today is very I don't want to say painful, um, but it's something that's so important to talk about, and it's about the poison of perfectionism. It is a struggle that I went through. It's a struggle that a lot of my mastermind students go through. And I have my group coaching program, the Six Figure Business Systems. I meet with, my students every single week. We meet on via Zoom. We share screens. We share wins and struggles, just to kind of help people get across, that finish line and to help them reach their goals. And more over again, this comes up, and I really want to dive deep into this topic about perfectionism because it's very deep and it's important. And please go ahead and share this with somebody, with your business bestie. And I want to share this with you so much because perfectionism really was the biggest obstacle in my business that stopped me from making money. Okay. And again, I appreciate you guys for joining. I know you're like, wait a minute, she's always so hyper. Well, this is a very serious topic. And I want to make sure that I give it the gravity that it needs. And I want to make sure like it's not fun. I'm probably going to hurt a few feelings, but everything that I do and say is with love. And the reason why it hurts feelings is because it's personal, and it's something that I went through. But let's just go ahead and we're going to dive right in. And if you hear me, if you're with me, if you're going to support me on this, because I laugh a little bit when I'm nervous. This is a very vulnerable topic for me, and I want to speak with it in great about it in great detail with great vulnerability, because I think when I dive deep into it, then for the people who really struggle with this, they are going to be able to, relate and understand and hear me. And it's sensitive. It really is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here. Because I want to make sure that, I have some things that I want to share with you about this. Okay. So guys, we're going to talk about the poison of perfectionism. And if you are ready to jump into this, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments. Okay. And I appreciate you guys sharing this so much every week. I really appreciate you. All right. So first, let's talk about this, the poison of perfectionism. And it really is a poison. If you are a business person and anybody who's ever heard my voice before, I've always talked about, whether you're renting a booth, whether you're on commission, whether you own the barbershop, the salon, or the spa, you are the CEO of your own business, and no one cares more about how much money you make than you. Okay. So let's get into this. So what is perfectionism? So perfectionism, right, is the mindset of not being able to execute until something is perfect. Okay. That's very basic, short, short but sweet topic. Okay. But what that means is that things are not going to get done until they're perfect. What's the problem with that? Okay. Nothing's perfect. There's nothing perfect. And it's really crazy because I find a lot of entrepreneurs holding themselves to a higher standard than Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 500, Fortune 100, some of the biggest companies in the world. You're holding yourself to a higher standard, okay? And that is not, they've got billions of dollars. They're paying, hundreds of thousands of employees in some cases, and they still are not perfect. Okay. But you're holding yourself to a higher standard. Okay. Let me give you an example. Usually in September, right? The new iPhones usually come out, right? And I usually get a new one every year. I used to do social media marketing. And I would travel a lot, and the camera was always so much better every single version. So I would get a new one every year. Okay. Well, every single time I get a new iPhone, what's the first thing that happens when you get a new phone? If you guys have noticed this, let me see. Let me see. All right. First thing you have to do is you get a note about updating it, right? An alert pops up and you need to update your phone. Okay. So guess what? They are still selling the products and they're not perfect. There are still bugs in them all the time. Not long after you get it, the phone, you update it, and then guess what? A couple weeks later, a month later, there's another update that comes out. Guys, listen, it happens every single time. There is no such thing as perfect, okay? And it's super uncomfortable. When we have a business and we're entrepreneur, we, our business is our baby. And if we feel a lot of times if I'm coming out and everything isn't perfect, there's a misspelled word, my video is not the highest quality, there's all types of things that can happen. Um, then we feel like, no, I can't do it. Somebody's gonna tell me my baby's ugly. Okay. Basically, right? And we don't want to be in that position. Okay. Now, let me tell you this. Guess what? Perfectionism lies to you. Okay. Let me talk about this. What does it mean? Perfectionism lies to you. Okay. So when you are a perfectionist, basically, long story short, you're not executing. A lot of times I hear people saying, oh, well, I'm not going to do this because it's not up to the standard of my brand. Okay, you guys. Okay, I told you I'm going to step on some toes today. Didn't I say that? I'm going to step on some toes. Okay. People will say, it's not up to the standard of my brand. That's what yeah, I know, Season. I know you said I should do a class, but I didn't feel ready, and it's not up to the standard of my brand. Okay. And a lot of times I know this and I can recognize it because I did the same thing. You guys know my story. You guys know I've had my school since 2015, but it took me till 2020 before I made six figures. Those other years, guys, I was literally making like $12,000, $13,000, like almost nothing. Okay. And a lot of times I did not teach classes and I did not execute and I didn't bring forth the services that could help my audience because I said, oh, I can't make my slides pretty enough. My sales page isn't going to be pretty enough. And, it was not about, the content. Okay. But I felt justified, right? I felt justified because I felt like, well, this isn't up to my brand, so I'm not going to do it. Okay. And then as time, it wasn't, I'm going to do it a week later, 2 weeks later, somehow time kept slipping away and it didn't get done at all. Okay. But you will feel justified. That's why I said perfectionism lies to you. You will feel justified in not getting things done, right? You will actually think, oh, you're doing a good job. You didn't do it because, your standards are higher than this. Okay. Lies. Lies. Okay. It's a form of procrastination and it's a dangerous form because you're literally justifying it to yourself. Okay. Now, I will tell you this, and I've learned this the super hard way. Super, 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 costing me hundreds of thousands of dollars. But perfectionism and entrepreneurship don't mix. They don't mix. When you were an entrepreneur, you solve problems, okay? A lot of times, especially as a small business, we have benefits over larger businesses because we don't have a huge team. We are very agile. We're able to act quickly. We're able to listen to our audience and build relationships, even online. I see David on here. David joins every single one of my live broadcasts and watches the show live every single week, and I have met David online you know, doing live broadcasts and coming and showing up. There's a lot of people I met on here. Courtney, Sally's baby. I mean, it's just so many people I can go down the list that I have met, and I've met them years and years and years ago. Okay, Frankie Fresh, just so many people, and I met them from going live. Okay, and you have to, when you build these relationships, you have to be able to act, listen to your audience. Your audience looks to you to be a problem solver for them. And guess what? If you cannot solve their problem, because you may have the solution. Okay. I'm not talking about that you don't know the solution. I'm talking about that the perfectionism is stopping you from being able to help other people. Okay. It's stopping you because the people are not telling you that your content isn't good, but you are telling yourself, oh, my sales page isn't pretty enough, my copy isn't good enough, my and it's all about you, right? They need you, they're waiting, they're looking to you as an expert to help them, but you can't help them because you. Okay. So, what's the source of this perfectionism? Why? Okay. Is it your ego? Mm. Hey, I said I was going to step on some toes, didn't I? Didn't I say that? Okay. This is something that this right here, this show right here, you might have to pray about this one a little bit. And I really have to all the time and stop myself. Okay. Is it your ego? Is it insecurity? And let's talk about this insecurity. Where does this insecurity come from? Does it come from looking at other people on social media? Okay. Comparison is the thief of joy. All right. You may have heard people say this all the time, but when I having one-on-ones with some of my mastermind students, a lot of times, they get very confused and overwhelmed, and they're like, hey, I'm trying to get this class out here, and I'm going through this journey to get this class out here, but I'm looking at this person, I'm looking at that person, and they've got this high quality video, or if they've got just different things going on with it, right? Oh wow, this Michael, let's say Kanye West shared their class, and they've got all this other distractions, and that's what it is. It's a distraction. And it makes them feel like, oh, well, my class isn't good enough because I was really excited about teaching this class. And people ask me all the time, you know, can you show us how you do this? And I wanted to, but then I got on Instagram and I saw other people and their classes just look so much better than mine. And I'm going to wait to do mine until I can get mine to that level. Okay. So sometimes when you are leveling up and you're going to another level, it's painful. And what you have to do is you have to get tunnel vision, and you're still going to have to post on your social media. I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you off the hook there. You're still going to have to promote your business in your class, but you might have to stop consuming so much social media. Okay. Because it can have you comparing yourself and thinking that what you're doing isn't as good, and puts you in this state of perfectionism that causes you not to get anything done. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys know that in 2017, I quit my 6-figure a year corporate job as a vice president at a Fortune 50 company. Okay. Now, I'm not saying all this to brag. I'm saying this because, I grew up very poor, and it was very hard for me to get to this level at this business. And I worked very hard for that. And when you are at a certain level in a corporate job, especially in technology, right? There are a lot of things that are, you have to be very precise, and the perfectionism is on another level. Okay. And so for me, a lot of that I think came from, my corporate background. Like, guys, it was so bad. Like, if I had a presentation, I remember a manager I had said to me, Oh, the bullets, right? I had 3 bullet points on my presentation. The bullets on your presentation, on some of them you have a period at the end and some you don't. So clean that up. Like it's just like, okay, it's not saying the content isn't good, but it's little details like that. And when you are an entrepreneur, it's very important that you take a step back and you're able to see the big picture, okay? And really, the big picture is done is better than perfect. Okay. Done is better than perfect. Your service, your product, whatever it is that you're offering to people, I want you to remember that it's a journey and it's not a destination. Okay. If you think about it in this way, you will save yourself a lot of frustration. Okay. Your slides are never done. You're going to, if you teach one class over and over and over again, those slides will never be done. Okay. But what we do is we get them into a certain state. And then guess what? Then we keep moving forward with those and we might keep adding to it, right? So let's say we have a class and we teach this class live on, let's say we teach a class on pixie cuts, right? If I teach a class on pixie cuts, do not take it, okay? But I digress. Let's say we have a class on pixie cuts, okay? And then, you're teaching it, that's your thing, you know it like the back of your hand. You don't have to think about it. And it's so natural to you that you inadvertently leave some steps out, right? And then you'll find a lot of students asking you, in the comments later on, hey, I missed a step there. How did you get from this point to that point? And then you realize, oh, I didn't realize that people didn't know that. And then you can add an additional video, a handout, maybe a workbook or something. You keep growing, okay? But what happens is you get more perfect, all right? There's no end to growing and getting better, right? Especially when it comes to technology. Things change all the time, okay? But even with the beauty industry, there's different strategies, methods, there's different ways to do things that come out over time. So don't be so hard on yourself. The way that you really lock down your audience is you become the source. Okay. You become the source that they come to, and you have to be able to, to act quickly and give them the answers. Okay. And your audience, your true people, you're gonna have a few little scragglers that are gonna be like, oh, you forgot to put the bio, right? You forgot to put the bio next to your class. Okay. True story, this happened to me. And, someone came to me and they said, hey, I was going to refer your class to somebody, but when I logged in, I saw that you forgot to fill out your bio in the template in your online school, right? Next to your class. And I told the person, and I understand, and she was coming from a place of love, and she's probably dealing with her own perfectionism. Okay. And guys, it took me a long time to really fight this demon of perfectionism. And that's why I really am so passionate about talking about this, but I still struggle with it. And I could see that I think that she was probably struggling with it as well. Okay. And so what I told her is I said, well, thank you so much for letting me know about that. I said, but I try not to let those things bother me, because in the past, it took me a long time to get over this. And in the past, because I didn't have time to do these little details, I wouldn't release my classes and I didn't help my audience. And guess what? When I didn't help my audience, I also wasn't making money. Okay. I also was not making money. Remember, when you are doing your business, when you have started your business, you started your business to help people. Okay. You're a problem solver and you have started it. It's not about you, it's about them. Okay. And I remember I had a conversation. Of course, I'm not naming any names, but these are important conversations that I want to share with you, because you're going to listen to this. Somebody out here, not everybody, but somebody's going to listen to this and they're going to relate to this. And I'm really, really praying and hoping that hearing this is going to help you move forward, because perfectionism will freeze you in place and stop you from getting things done. Okay. So as long, when I had the conversation I had, it was one of my mastermind students, and she said, well, I'm not going to do a class because I'm not ready. It's not going to be perfect. And, and I said, well, your students love your classes. And they said, yeah, but, this isn't up to my standard. It's not up to my brand. And I said, who complained about the other classes? Tell me what they said. Who was it? Okay. And she said, I see what you did there. Okay. I see what you did there, because guess what? There was nobody. There's nobody. And you know what it is? It's us. It's our own self-sabotage. All of this stuff it's mindset. Okay. Sometimes the craziest part is sometimes the perfectionism gets worse the more that we have achieved. And that's kind of crazy if you think about it, right? Sometimes we've gotten to the place that we've gotten to because we have helped people and we jumped out there and we're never ready. Never 100% ready. I am never, never, never ready for everything that I do. I just do it anyway. Okay. I really am like, God, please take the wheel here. I am going to be of service, and I'm going to make sure that my information is crazy. Now, sometimes my slides, they'd be a little janky. Not gonna lie. They're not the prettiest, right? But I have the information, and I'm going to make sure I show up and make sure that everybody, it might not be the prettiest version. I'm not going to lie. But is the information there? Absolutely. Okay. Do people leave with custom templates that I made? Absolutely. Okay. But I have to show up. All right. You have to show up. And sometimes the more we get success, we keep thinking people expect more out of me because of this. Okay. People, the bar is higher now because I have accomplished these things. But sometimes that's us, right? Most times that's us. Most of the time, the reason that you got there is because you showed up. You showed up and you showed out. All right. And it's not about the slides, it's about the information. It's about breaking it down. It's about connecting. It's about giving the gems and really making sure that people understand. It's about connecting with them as a person and answering their questions in the moment, because you're an expert. You know these things. Okay. You already know it. You need to make sure they know it and they can get it. And instead of you making sure, oh, do I have the perfect outfit? Okay. Do I have a makeup artist? Do I have the camera crew? Okay. Is the camera, I need a professional videographer to come edit my class, and I need it to be, this, that, and the other. Okay. Listen to me. If I can't tell you anything more important in your journey in entrepreneurship, and this is not just for digital products, okay? This is across the board. It is not about you. Take yourself out of it. You are serving, okay? You are serving other people. You are serving your audience when you make that forefront, okay? And I know you're thinking, but I'm selling classes. Yes, the information that you are selling is worth more than the money. That's why they pay you, okay? If you've started a product line, they want to know how to start a product line. If you taught digital classes, if you've taught classes online, made six figures, other people want to know how to do that. All right. You build the plane while you're flying it. And I know it's the scariest thing in the world. And the hardest thing to get over is our ego. It is, I'm telling guys, listen, I have cried trying to get over myself, because I'm like, I know I have to do this, but it's uncomfortable. I don't feel like I'm ready, and I don't like feeling like this. But, for me, a lot of times I hear, God saying, Season, you need to do this. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm not ready. That's uncomfortable. I don't want to write a book. I don't want to do this. I mean, why would barbers and hairstylists listen to me? They don't know who I am, right? And now I've learned to tune in and just be obedient and jump right in. Okay. When you hear, you get an idea, you hear the small voice, whatever you recognize it as, I recognize it as God. I run towards it, and I'm never ready. But somehow when you step out there on faith and you do a little bit, God shows up and kind of helps you get across to the next, across the street to your destination, wherever you need to go, gives you that last little bit that you need. Okay. But you have to show up. You have to do it. You have to serve your audience. Now, let me just say this to you. Okay. If you're a perfectionist at your business and you're not serving your clients, you will not be able to afford to stay in business. Okay. And I struggled with this And I will tell you, pre pandemic, actually, I was struggling with, I think I had so much perfectionism going on that it froze me, and I was confused. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to go next. I wasn't, I had so much that I was trying to do at such a high level. It was hard to even delegate it. And to the point where I wasn't making much money in my business at all. And I ended up, I get calls all the time, from about six-figure contracts with, computer programming and things like that, right? And I got a contract, and I soon, and this is pre-pandemic, okay? And what happened was, I really didn't want to do it, even though I really did need to make some money. But they said, hey, you can work from home, 3 days a week. The place was only 5 minutes away from my house. They said nobody on your team is even in the same time zone. And I was like, all right, I guess it gives me enough flexibility, right? What happened is, as soon as I got there, I was like, I don't belong here. And I realized I got to step up my game, and I have to make this work. Okay. I have got to make this work because I know I am supposed to be serving beauty industry professionals and helping them make money without standing behind the chair. Because if they're not making money doing the things that they love, they're going to be forced to do the things that they don't love. I see a lot of beauty professionals out here, and this is no shade, okay, to anybody else, but I see some amazing barbers that are driving trucks. Okay. Now, listen, I'm not shading truck drivers. There's nothing wrong with driving trucks. But if you love being a barber, I want you to keep being a barber. Okay. A lot of hairstylists that are insurance agents, right? You guys see where I'm going, right? And I just want you to make the money doing the things that you love, because I think what you do is so important to the world. Okay. You make people feel good about themselves. I don't care if they're a man, a woman, any big event that happens in life. People get their hair done, they get their nails done, right? They go to their barber, their hairstylist, their nail tech, their makeup artist, okay? And you participate in some of the biggest milestones, good and bad, in people's lives. And your relationship with your clients is so important. And I want you to continue doing that if that's the thing that you love doing, okay? I want you to continue being able to do that thing. And that's why I'm talking about this. Perfectionism is blocking your bag. Okay. It's stopping you from making money, and it stopped me. And that's when I had to kick my butt into high gear in 2020. That's when I all of a sudden, guess what? I started serving my audience. Okay. I started serving my audience and giving them the things they need. And it's kind of crazy because with the pandemic, I realized, oh my gosh, people need me. They need to understand how they can make money, even above and beyond. The salons and barbershops were shut down. They needed to make money. How are they going to make money? And so I started teaching other classes like, okay, here's how you start a t-shirt business. Here's how you can start teaching classes online. And guess what? I didn't have a sales page. Digital marketing 101, they're going to tell you have to have a sales. I didn't do that. Okay. I didn't do that. You know why? I didn't have time. A lot of times, I would not teach classes in the past because I didn't have time to do the sales page. So when I found my new purpose, and it wasn't about me, and it was about what my audience needed, because I saw so many beauty professionals hurting because they weren't making money, and they were like, oh my gosh, like, I got into this business because it's recession proof. And now you're telling me I can't work, and you guys are such hard workers. Working hard is not the issue. Okay. It's about working smart and making sure that we are checking our dollars and cents. And when you serve people and you show up, the money comes. Okay. When you were truly listening and serving your audience. And so when I got over that perfectionism, when I started thinking about you, right? When I started thinking about David and Courtney and so many of you guys that are out here, when I started thinking about the fact that you guys weren't making money because you were at home, I got over my perfectionism. Okay. I got past it, and I started teaching classes, a lot of classes, very quickly, um, because you guys needed it. Okay. Now, I don't want you guys to wait for a once in a century pandemic to start serving your audience, but I want to share this with you because it is near and dear to my heart. It is something I still struggle with. And what's crazy is when I was doing research before I even decided to talk about this, I actually found that it's linked to a lot of mental illnesses. I know, a little scary there, but it is very deep. It's something that you probably are going to have to go sit and think about this quietly to yourself and pray and really dig deep into, if you are struggling with perfectionism, why, what you can do to get over it, right? Some of the things that you can do is talking to your audience, okay? Talking to your audience, asking them, hey, what do you want to know more about? What can I help you do? What do you think will help you make more money? And then they'll let you know, put polls on your social media, let them respond to you, put it in your stories, ask them questions and they'll let you know what they need. Now, and then also, guess what? After you teach the class, ask the people that took your class, what did you think about the class? What would you like me to improve? What was, would you recommend this class to other people? And then sometimes that could be a good gut check, of the things that bothered you might not really be important to your audience. Okay. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy with this. Okay. Um, so really, guys, listen, share this, think about it, watch this again, journal, pray. It's literally that deep. This piece right here, um, it cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars for sure. But more than anything, it caused me not to live in my purpose. It caused me not to help people to the greatest capacity that I could. All right. It caused me not to get mentors because I was putting my perfectionism on them and I didn't see their value sometimes because I was looking at little things, right? I was looking at the wrong thing, as opposed to thinking about how they could help me and what they could do for me. Okay. Sometimes I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes when you look at a mentor, they might not have the prettiest website, but they have the information. They can help you get to where you want to go. Okay. That might not be their goal, but they can help you get there. Okay. So yes, with that being said, I am super excited. I'm getting over my perfectionism and moving forward, and I'm going to be holding an event. If you haven't heard, my red carpet retreat is coming up. I cannot believe it. At the end of the month in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it is September 26th to the 28th. I am like so excited about this, guys. And this is an event where I'm going to be helping, a small number of people really help them get to the next level with their online business and their digital products. If you're interested, I have to check. I think I may have one seat left, for that event for those days. Okay. It's going to be a lot of fun things. I'm super excited about it. But the next thing, something that is open to everybody, to the whole public, is I'm also just going to be having a party. Okay. Yes, I know I don't do these type of things, but you guys know I actually like to party. We need to, I actually like to have fun. There's going to be good food there. It's going to be at the Grand Bohemian on the rooftop. And this is a fun party. Okay. This is a beauty industry networking party. I want you to come. But it's a party. It's like a party. Okay. You need to wear your white. We're going to have DJs. We're going to have, the 360 photo booth. We're going to have waiters walking around serving food. And I want to have fun. We've got all of these educators coming from all over the country to this event live. And I think it'll be great to meet some people who maybe aren't always in the area. You might not be able to be in the room with in a party type of environment, right? Sometimes we see people and they're on the stage or they're kind of further away and we can't talk to them. So this is just a fun event about just getting together and rubbing elbows with people. So with that being said, a lot of times in business, people are always dropping into DMs and they're saying, hey, I want to collaborate with you on this. I want to do this with you. Can I go live with you? And you're like, who is this person? Right? Who is this person? And a lot of times the reason that certain people get opportunities is because they network with people, they have a relationship, they have, friendships, and they know that person. They had a good time with them at a party. So I want to create an atmosphere where people can get together and make those type of connections, have a good time, but it's not just like, hey, like, shaking hands in such a stiff kind of environment. It's fun, right? Times that you'll remember, times that you can say, hey, are you coming back to town? Let's grab dinner, let's go out. Hey, I see you doing this event. Can I share it? What can I do to help you promote it? Can I, would it help you if I taught a class, or would I, but you have to build those type of relationships. Those things don't just come to you, right? You have to build a relationship with the people. So I am excited. One of my business besties, Cynthia Lumsey, will also be in the house at for the red carpet retreat and the white party and all the big stuff we've got going on, including a free event for barber and cosmetology schools and nail schools in the greater Charlotte area. Free event just to pour into them. So a lot going on, y'all. Okay. I got a lot going on, but I really want to invite you to this. The tickets are on Eventbrite, and let me go ahead and make sure I add the link in here so that you guys can go ahead and sign up. There are limited tickets for this event. This is a really dope event. Like, it's going to be so much fun. And I can't wait to see you. So, I want to, thank you guys for hanging out with me every Monday at 2 p.m. On the Beauty to Bank show. Okay, this is the number one place on the web where beauty professionals learn how to make money without standing behind the chair. Okay, now if you are looking to find ways to make money without standing behind the chair, if you are ready to start creating digital products, if you don't know what it's about, I do have a free class that you can go ahead and click the link, in the description or bio, wherever you're watching. And you can go ahead and register for my free class, and it'll kind of help fill in the gaps, and even provide a way that if you do want to join my group coaching program, where I literally sit beside you and help you get to that next level, the opportunity is in there as well. Okay, so I'll make sure to add those links in there. And again, thank you. Join me next Monday, same time, same place, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the next Beauty to Bank. And until then, be great, and I'll see you next week.